Welcome to a travel documentary that dares to go beyond tulips, windmills, and dreamy canals. You've heard the Netherlands is liberal, progressive, and tolerant. But what if we told you there's a list of unspoken taboos, hidden codes, and cultural no-go zones that even locals don't joke about? In this travel documentary, we peel back the layers of Dutch life to reveal 20 mind-blowing truths you won't find in your average tour guide. From women behind red-lit glass windows who hold more power than you think, to a citizenship test that demands more than just paperwork. From bike lanes that liberate women, to neighborhoods where tourists are no longer welcome. And yes, even the weather has a personality. Moody, ruthless, and always one step ahead. This isn't just about etiquette, it's about values. It's about freedom that comes with boundaries. And it's about a nation that, for all its openness, still draws a hard line on respect, privacy, and cultural pride. So buckle up. What you're about to discover in this travel documentary will challenge your assumptions, trigger your curiosity, and maybe even change the way you travel forever. Would you still visit a country if you knew it might not welcome your way of thinking? Number 1. Behind the windows, the power and mystery of Dutch women. This travel documentary opens with a scene many visitors to Amsterdam whisper about, but rarely understand. The glowing red windows, the poised women inside. Some travelers gawk, others glance and move on. But what this travel documentary reveals is a world far more complex. These women aren't victims, and they certainly aren't props. They're licensed, unionized, and pay taxes like any other professional. Many have pensions, legal aid, and health coverage, rights workers in other countries only dream of. Yet there's an unspoken boundary: no photos, no filming, not even for a quick snap. Lift your phone, and you're risking more than just a scolding. You'll be warned, or worse, physically removed by security. This isn't a tourist zoo, it's a workplace built on choice and consent. And while many outsiders feel drawn to the visual allure, the real story here is dignity. These women own their space with grace, with boldness, and with rules. If someone pointed a camera at you while you worked, would you feel disrespected or seen? Number 2. The real Dutch women, calm confidence wrapped in stormy skies. Step away from Instagram fantasies. This travel documentary introduces you to the real Dutch woman, not the postcard perfect model, but the one on a bike at 7 a.m. in a snowstorm, balancing a laptop, a kid, and a coffee cup without breaking stride. Dutch women grow up being told they can do anything, and it shows. They're straightforward, self-reliant, and refreshingly unfiltered. That confidence isn't loud, but it's magnetic. You feel it when she looks you in the eye and speaks her truth, without apology or explanation. This travel documentary uncovers a culture where equality isn't just talked about, it's lived. She doesn't need to ask for a man's opinion on what she wears, where she goes, or what she believes. And if you try to mansplain something, she'll correct you, kindly but clearly. Here, being strong doesn't mean acting tough. It means knowing who you are and letting the world adjust. So let's flip the script. What truly makes a woman unforgettable? Number 3, skin and spirit, Dutch body freedom in full view. This travel documentary takes you to the heart of the Netherlands' most daring cultural parade, the World Naked Bike Ride. Imagine hundreds of people, of all ages, all sizes, all walks of life, cycling through Amsterdam wearing almost nothing. Sounds like a stunt? It's not. It's a protest, a movement, and a celebration of radical body acceptance. And in this travel documentary, you'll discover that this isn't just about shock value. It's about reclaiming visibility. Dutch society embraces body positivity not through slogans, but action. These participants ride not to attract eyes, but to take back control of how their bodies are seen. But here's the catch. If you're just there to stare, you're part of the problem. Photography without consent is forbidden. In this space, the naked body is a message, not a performance. This isn't a peep show, it's an anthem. A slow, bold reminder that vulnerability is power. Would you be brave enough to be seen exactly as you are without armor? Number 4, love in the Lowlands, where honesty rules the game. In most places, dating is a game. Texting strategies, ghosting rituals, fake coolness. but this travel documentary shows how Dutch romance plays a very different tune. Here, people say what they mean and mean what they say. No drama, no guessing. Want something casual? Say it. Want something serious? Own it. In this travel documentary, you'll meet couples who sleep together on the first date and still don't hold hands in public. It's not hypocrisy, it's balance. The Dutch value honesty in private and modesty in public. You might be sharing a bed by midnight, but in the morning, you're back to polite conversation on the street. Passion exists, but it's respected, not flaunted. And if you grope or kiss too much in public, expect a stranger to gently remind you, act normal, because here intimacy is sacred and sacred things aren't shown off. Would you prefer a partner who says too little or one who says exactly enough? Number 5, motherhood isn't mandatory, the Dutch way of choice. In many cultures, a woman is still expected to become a mother or explain why she isn't one. But in this travel documentary, we explore a place where that pressure simply doesn't exist. Dutch women can choose motherhood, partnership, solitude, or careers without society breathing down their necks. There's no clock ticking, no aunties nagging, no forced baby showers. This travel documentary showcases a modern reality where maternity leave is generous, birth control is widely available, and single women are neither pitied nor prodded. Want kids? Great. Don't? That's great too. The government doesn't preach, the people don't pry, and doctors, they listen. A woman here can live a full, rich, respected life, whether she's raising children or not. What would change in your life if you never had to justify your choices to anyone? Number 6, No Touchy-Feely, respecting personal space. This travel documentary now steps into a less visible but equally vital part of Dutch culture: boundaries. Unlike many Western countries where hugging is a standard greeting, the Netherlands prefers distance. Hugs are reserved for close friends and family. Even then, they often opt for a quick triple air kiss instead. If you're the kind of person who throws your arms around someone you've just met, prepare for a stiff smile and a step back. This travel documentary makes it clear. Here, personal space isn't just about comfort, it's a sign of respect. Public emotional displays can come off as invasive, even dramatic. Dutch people believe in expressing care through consistency and honesty, not physical drama. Touch without context is confusing and sometimes creepy, especially when it's uninvited. Want to connect? Speak plainly. Want to show affection? Do it with presence, not pressure. So, do you think closeness comes from touch or trust? Number 7, 2 wheels, 1 freedom, the Dutch bike culture. What do freedom, equality, and fitness have in common? In the Netherlands, the answer is simple: the bicycle. This travel documentary rides along with millions of Dutch citizens, where cycling isn't a trend, it's a way of life. Women in skirts, men in suits, kids with backpacks, everyone rides. There's no shame in a rusty bike. In fact, that's half the charm. This travel documentary reveals that here, the bike lane is the great equalizer. CEOs, teachers, and janitors share it without hierarchy. For Dutch women especially, the bicycle is a symbol of movement without permission. It's normal to see girls biking solo at midnight, headphones in, hair flying, safe, strong, and unbothered. This isn't a fairy tale, it's daily life, and it reflects a culture that believes transportation should be affordable, sustainable, and independent. Could you trust a culture more if its streets gave women true freedom to roam? Number 8, Becoming Dutch, a test of belonging. This travel documentary takes you into the heart of Dutch citizenship, a place where becoming one of them requires more than a passport. Foreigners hoping to live long-term in the Netherlands face the inburgeringsexamen, a citizenship exam unlike any other. It's not just about language, it's about attitude. Would you call the cops on a noisy neighbor or knock first? Can you speak Dutch well enough to file taxes, write a resume, and explain your symptoms to a doctor? This travel documentary explains how the test covers everything from tolerance of same-sex couples to recycling practices, and it's all in Dutch. Pass and you're in. Fail too many times, and not only do you pay a fine, you might lose your chance to stay. It's not cruelty, it's culture protection. The Dutch believe in openness, but also in participation. If you live here, you live like them. Would you pass a test that measured your values, not just your vocabulary? Number 9, just be normal, the quiet commandment. Welcome to the Netherlands, where the national motto might as well be act normal. That's crazy enough. This travel documentary unpacks a phrase you'll hear a lot here, do normal. It sounds simple, but it runs deep. In a country shaped by Calvinist roots and modern pragmatism, humility is king. Flashy cars, name brands, and social media stunts, all frowned upon. In fact, the louder you flaunt your wealth or status, the faster you'll be side-eyed or ignored entirely. This travel documentary shows how Dutch people value understatement. A billionaire in sneakers, a prime minister biking to work, a CEO waiting in line like everyone else. These are not rare stories, but common ones. Being special is fine, but acting like you are, that's social suicide. Here, blending in is not weakness, it's wisdom. So, in your world, does respect come louder or quieter? Number 10, peeing isn't freeing, the canal problem. Let's flesh out a major taboo. This travel documentary dives into a dark but oddly common offense in Amsterdam, public urination. Tourists, especially after partying, think it's funny or harmless to relieve themselves into the historic canals. The Dutch, not amused. The city issues over 6,000 fines a year, and the penalties can reach 140 euros, 0 cents. This travel documentary explores how Amsterdam is pushing back, installing egg-shaped urinals in busy zones, expanding nighttime public bathrooms, and launching awareness campaigns. But even with infrastructure in place, many ignore it, especially men. And that's where the conversation shifts. Why are there few options for women? Feminist groups have protested, demanding equality in public sanitation, because public space should serve everyone, not just those who can unzip quickly in the dark. The real issue isn't just cleanliness, it's respect for the city, for its history, and for each other. What would your city do if your local river became a toilet for tourists? Number 11, kids rule, adults chill, parenting the Dutch way. This travel documentary takes a stroll through the playgrounds and parks of the Netherlands where chaos and calm exist in harmony. You'll hear kids scream, argue, and run wild, and not a single adult shouting back. Why? Because in Dutch culture, parenting is about trust, not control. Kids are taught to express themselves, question authority, and even disagree openly. This travel documentary shows how discipline comes from structure, not fear. Meals are scheduled, sleep is sacred, but kids aren't micromanaged. They're treated as tiny humans with real voices. Studies back it up. Dutch children rank among the happiest in the world. They feel heard, they feel safe, and more importantly, they feel free. So when a kid throws a tantrum in a supermarket, don't judge the parent for not stepping in. It's all part of the plan. Could your childhood have been different if being loud wasn't labeled bad? Number 12, tourism burnout, when welcome becomes go away. The Dutch once embraced tourism like a long-lost cousin, but now this travel documentary shows a growing resistance from locals drowning in foot traffic, party noise, and unwanted snapshots. Cities like Amsterdam, Volendam, and Giethoorn have become overwhelmed. This travel documentary reveals government campaigns that literally say "stay away," aimed at discouraging drunk tourists from the UK, Germany, and beyond. In some towns, residents need permits to walk their own streets without being blocked by selfie sticks. They're not anti-outsiders, they're anti-chaos. Locals complain about rising rents, trash canals, and EDM at 3 a.m. It's not just annoying, it's driving families out of their homes. Tourists come for authenticity but end up destroying what made these places special. So, how do you balance being a guest and not a burden? If your hometown became a museum, would you still want to live in it? Number 13, picture not perfect, the red light rule. There's a rule in Amsterdam's red light district that's rarely written but fiercely enforced: no photos. This travel documentary returns to De Vollen, where workers behind the glass aren't performers, they're professionals. Tourists often forget this, raising phones for sneaky shots. But this travel documentary makes it clear. Doing so isn't just rude, it's dangerous. Plainclothes security will approach you. You might be asked to delete the image, or worse, you might be thrown into a canal by angry locals. Yes, it's happened. Because to film these women without consent is to reduce them to spectacle, and Dutch society doesn't tolerate disrespect, especially when it comes cloaked in curiosity. Respect the space, respect the people, and remember, watching is not the same as owning. What do you see when you look, but aren't allowed to touch? Number 14, mind your trash, clean streets, clear minds. Litter in the Netherlands isn't just messy, it's offensive. This travel documentary highlights how clean Dutch cities are not a happy accident. Cameras monitor popular areas, community volunteers patrol, and locals will absolutely call you out if you drop a cigarette butt. This travel documentary doesn't just show streets, it shows values. Order, respect, shared space. Even spitting is seen as revolting. Want to be a good visitor? Use the bins. Sort your waste. Follow the rules. Not because they're rules, but because they show you care. Environmentalism here is cultural, not political. It's part of being Dutch. And when you violate it, you're not just being lazy, you're being disrespectful. Would you behave better if you knew the whole city was watching? Number 15, Flirting with Nature, Dutch Weather and Daily Life. This travel documentary steps into the fog, drizzle, and wild unpredictability of Dutch weather. Forget seasons, the Netherlands offers all four in a day. It's common to leave home in sun, bike through wind, arrive in rain, and sleep under frost. This travel documentary captures a national mood shaped by moody skies. Forecasts are often wrong, umbrellas useless in horizontal rain, locals adapt. They wear layers, ride bikes, go to work, take kids to school. It's not stoicism, it's acceptance. Weather is part of life, not a complaint. Ironically, though, they love to gripe about it socially. Complaining about weather is how strangers bond here. But forget your umbrella and complain too much, you'll get the side eye. The rule is, endure first, joke later. How would your attitude change if whining didn't make things better? Number 16, clean energy, dirty looks, ban on gas cars. This travel documentary rolls into the future, Dutch style. The Netherlands has declared war on gas and diesel. By 2025, no new gas cars can be sold. By 2030, major cities aim for zero emissions. Sound extreme? This travel documentary shows it's not just about the planet. It's about pride. Electric cars get perks, lower taxes, free parking, more respect. Old gas guzzlers, heavily fined, even banned in some areas. Public buses run on electric, even airport shuttles. And the best part? The Dutch love it. They see it as modern, necessary, and fair. But here's the twist. While the tech is shiny, the mood is strict. Try rolling through Amsterdam in a roaring V8 and prepare to be glared at like you kicked someone's bike. This isn't a trend, it's the new code. How ready is your country to trade noise for progress? Number 17, party rules, no drunks allowed. Amsterdam's nightlife is famous, legendary even, but this travel documentary reveals the side no one warns you about. The rules. Being drunk in public is illegal. Stagger through a square with one beer too many and you could be fined or detained. This travel documentary walks you past party police, real officers checking sobriety, calming loud groups, and sometimes dragging people to sobering stations. Why? Because the Dutch love fun but not chaos. Noise, trash, and fights aren't part of the deal. Even pickpockets circle the sloppy. Stay sharp or you'll lose your wallet or your dignity. And remember, the locals might be partying too, but they rarely lose control. Drunken tourism isn't just frowned on, it's actively discouraged. Come for fun, not fallout. Is it still a good night out if you can't remember it the next day? Number 18, the tipping taboo, no extra needed. In America, tipping is a near obligation, but this travel documentary shows how the Dutch handle gratitude differently. Servers here earn decent wages. Tips? Optional, modest, and sometimes even awkward. This travel documentary dives into moments where over-tipping is met with puzzled looks. Hand someone a big bill and say, "Keep the change," and they may see it as arrogance, not generosity. Instead, round up politely or leave a euro or two. If service was great, nothing flashy. In the Netherlands, showing off, especially with money, is never cool. Even kindness needs to be subtle. Would you tip less if everyone was already paid fairly? Number 19, no singing at dinner, a strange silence. You're having a great meal, music in your head, and you start humming. In many cultures, that's harmless. In the Netherlands, this travel documentary explains how it's a weird faux pas. Singing at the table is traditionally believed to invite bad spirits. Yes, really. While no one expects demons at dinner today, the discomfort remains. This travel documentary catches reactions from rural homes to city apartments when someone breaks the no singing rule. People shift, awkward silence spreads. Why? Because dinner is sacred, a time to talk, connect, and respect the food and the company. Music can wait. That doesn't mean you can't laugh or be lively. Just don't turn it into a concert. Have you ever felt out of place just by being yourself? Number 20, the one thing you cannot joke about. The final taboo in this travel documentary isn't funny. In a land known for free speech and tolerance, one rule stands tall: never joke about race, religion, or national identity, even among friends, even online. This travel documentary shows how anti-discrimination laws make offensive jokes a fireable offense, literally. In 2021, a man was sacked for a meme in a work chat. Said he was just kidding. The company hand laughed. The Netherlands believes speech is free, but not free of consequence. This isn't about censorship, it's about safety. One careless word can mean lawsuits, job loss, or worse. So if you're coming here to push boundaries, think again. Should freedom of speech ever come with social limits?